Perfect. Radical selection process. That's a very important part of the overall project. There are many groups out there that call themselves vegans, but then they never actually talk about veganism and the animals. They do not make sure that people is aligned, because these days, so many people self-claim themselves as vegans, but they're just doing a plant-based diet for the environment. Because it often happens that you meet vegans and, you don't necessarily like them. Since we have seen this success in the socializing part, so up until now we mixed the party and the socializing, but what we will do from now is creating a space where people can only socialize. Our goal is actually to have 24 hours. That's the end. Not the end, but one of the part of the project. The parties start on Saturday evening and they finish on Sunday evening. Hello and welcome to Sentience 269 podcast. I'm Stefano, the founder of this project where vegans meet and party. In this podcast, we will talk about veganism, relationships within vegans, how we're going to build this great community, and electronic music as well. In the future, we're going to have special guests, but today is only myself, and the goal of today's episode is actually going through the feedback that we had from you guys, or the ones that actually came to the last Sentience 269 party, and comment on it to give you an idea of what the party really is about, and also responding to the feedback so you have also a vision of the direction of the party. So starting with of course, make sure that you like, subscribe, and leave a comment now and then at the end of the video, and send the podcast to a vegan. And starting from question number 1, we have overall experience, scale 1 to 10. So I should say also that we have 22 responses, and 6 voted for 10, and we have 2 9, 10 8, and a couple of 7, and 1 6. So at the beginning of the feedback form this time, I could just be brutally honest, so because the first time I did a feedback form, actually, the most people put 10, but actually it doesn't make sense for it to be 10 because there's so much to be improved. Like, we started doing the party at home, like literally here were the first parties, and then we managed to find a location that is far from being optimal because it was a small restaurant. The first party in this location, we had a very shitty speaker. This time we had a much better speaker. The sound quality was so good, actually. But yeah, it absolutely makes sense that the overall rating is 8. So thank you for being honest. What did you enjoy the most? Second question. The amazing lineup and the conversations. Thank you. So the DJ that played in this last event were me. I did 3 sets, melodic, house, techno, just as a background for the socializing part, and hard groove. And then I closed with a hard techno set, which you can actually find on the channel. And then we have DJ Anidia and Julia, which DJ name is Persophilia. That's probably wrong, but forgive me for that. And more of what they enjoyed the most is a speed friending event. So we did that speed meeting round for about 30 minutes because our goal is, yes, we want to create a vegan party, but we also want to make sure that the connections are strengthening within the vegan community so we can be stronger and feel happier living in a non-vegan world. And that went super well. Like people enjoyed it so much. And actually, there was much more socializing action, I would say, than dance floor action, even though also the dance floor was full at times. But that was also because, again, the venue was not optimal and we didn't have a lot of space. But also, I had the feeling that when I was going outside, people was really, really enjoying meeting other vegans, because the majority of these people, they said they never had the opportunity to connect with people that share this value. And so everyone was really excited of being in an environment where everyone is vegan. And also, it was not like 2 or 3 vegans. We're talking about between 50 and 55 vegans that showed up to the event. So that's truly amazing. Then we have, I enjoy dancing, socializing, enjoying the positive energy and cause of hard techno. And by the way, the hard techno choice for this event was because of the request of the past feedback form, right? So this is really shaping the way you want. Of course, there is also my vision. So there are things that I would not do, but overall, you guys really have a saying here and an influence in the direction in which the party is going. Because I thought actually hard techno would have been too hard. That why I avoided it in the previous editions. But when I got your permission to play, I was like, eh. And many enjoyed it. I really like the music, hard techno and trance. We didn't really play trance actually. That's bounce. And that's why I always think that it's complicated to communicate about genres, especially with people that are not DJ, because maybe you name a genre in a certain way, but it's not what it actually is. And by the way, these days, electronic music is the umbrella is so wide that it's also very difficult to actually name the genres. Well-organized event, the community coming together was great. Meeting everyone, the nice talks and exchange of experiences. Also, even though I came on my own, I never felt alone. It was super easy to connect with everyone. Someone else, like the speed meeting game, vegan people, meeting like-minded people, absolutely love the people, and the chance that this event provided to truly mingle and connect, the fact that there was an icebreaker game and the DJs. And so, by the way, since we have seen this success in the socializing part, so up until now, we mixed the party and the socializing, but what we will do from now is creating a space where people can only socialize. So this way, the two things are separated. The socializing is going to happen more often. Like we're going to do the first one this Friday. We're just going to meet in a park. Of course, they're going to be more easygoing. We're still going to bring music. We're going to have some games, but it's going to just be about getting together and socializing. And the party are going to be parties, which of course is still a social event and spend time with people. Love the concept that are only vegans who enjoy life, talking and meeting same-minded people, dancing, meeting new people, meeting other vegans, the ambient, the vibe of the people. I enjoyed the super sweet connection a lot. The radical selection process was perfect. Radical selection process. That's a very important part of the overall project. There are many groups out there that call themselves vegans, but then they never actually talk about veganism and the animals. They do not make sure that people is aligned, because these days, so many people self-claim themselves as vegans, but they're just doing a plant-based diet for the environment, for health, or for no reason. They're just doing a diet. And they don't understand that veganism is a justice movement. Also, also not understanding that, yeah, again, it's not that veganism is about justice. So it's not about only themselves taking the decision. If you change because there are victims involved, then it's not okay ever to exploit other animals, whether it's for your child that decided not to be vegan, whether it's for your dog and cats, because they can also be fed a plant-based diet. And so what we do is we do our best to communicate this throughout the content so people understand what veganism is, and then you are welcome only if you align with the principle. In the chicken process now, there is a box that you need to tick, and make sure that you actually read the definition of what veganism is about. And also we put in our description that if we do find someone that is not aligned and has argument for exploiting animals, and perhaps they are still exploiting animals themselves, and through conversation about veganism, because they are going to happen. So if someone is not vegan, it is going to come up 100%. And if they are not ready to change or improve, that is not okay. I here in Berlin specifically, and spreading all around the world, in the description, you always have, no homophobia, no racism, no discrimination at all. And of course, we have this policy as well. We do not accept any of this happening during our events. But of course, this is a message to say, hey, if you have this mentality, careful, keep it for yourself. The difference between veganism and homophobia, etc., is that these people might have the ideology, but if you're not vegan, you're actually acting directly into exploiting other animals. And actually, the two things are kind of the same. The difference is that we actually talk about it. We actually talk actively about this injustice during the event. And so we're going to find out whether people are vegans or not. I enjoy the community conversation atmosphere, meeting like-minded people, since I do know only one vegan in my current friend family circle. And now, 50. This is the part that you like. What could have been better? So a different location. I would have loved an outdoor floor, and it felt a little odd to have the party at the sidewalk. Again, guys, to find a location, I contacted all the vegan restaurants in Berlin because I wanted to find someone that was open to a collaboration that didn't require a lot of money to make it happen. So it hasn't been easy to find someone, and the person that came up was this last restaurant, the Crazy Little Italian, and it was what it was. They don't have a sound system. We have to bring the sound system. It's too small floor. But now we have a new location, and this time the location is a proper location. It's a private venue, so it's not open to the public. It's going to be only for us. It's got 3 floors. We're going to fit about 120 people inside. We're probably going to have even 2 rooms with different genres, but for sure we're going to have one bigger room, better sound system. So the venue, it's already sorted out. We do have a better venue. I guess prices for drinks could be a little cheaper. Drinks, I don't know, but for sure their usual. Someone told me the bottle of water was $6.50. So yeah, definitely a bit expensive, but again, not under my control. And then I was satisfied with everything. Honestly, nothing could be better. Location, food, drinks, already all good. The meeting game went a bit too quick at first, but it was really good icebreaker. Yeah, and the next time we're gonna do this game, which by the way is not gonna happen during the parties. We're going to do now separate party and socializing. Make sure that if you come to the parties, you don't expect that. But we are gonna try to introduce still games, but maybe not a speed dating game because it feels like it really breaks the atmosphere of partying. But what I thought it could be cool is that before starting the round, we do some voting. Do you want 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes, 5 minutes? So we understand what feels better to everyone. More space for dancing, but I guess it won't be a problem in the future event. Music outside. We did try to put music outside, but there was a problem with the connection and there was some delay. So unfortunately, we couldn't use those speaker. Location and food could be better. Yeah, not. Some people were happy with the food. Some weren't. I personally ate there about 2 weeks ago, not the Italian, the Greek, because it's got restaurant and it wasn't the best. It could definitely improve. If the floor was outside, dancing floor, yes, but we couldn't have created anyway on dancing floor on the sidewalk. I just want to point out some minor practical stuff. Only a group not belonging to the event took up a table and ordered drinks. At the same time, people from the event wanted to sit and couldn't. All right, interesting, because actually people that were working there at the moment asked me if it was okay. And I said, no, it's not okay. This is a private event. But then the owner decided to move forward and get people to sit anyway because he wanted to make more money. And they said they would give them just a little table on the side. But yeah, I did actually say no to that, but I felt like I couldn't argue more. Not enough beach chairs. I don't think we're gonna have beach chairs in the next location. Or maybe yes. Maybe that surprised us. Too many tables outside after the game. It took up a lot of mingling space. Bigger dance floor. We're gonna have that. Drinks, they didn't have the basics like wine or alcohol-free beer. There was some confusion in the beginning. The place, we're gonna change that. The space, we're gonna change that. One felt a bit lost everywhere, and it seems for the still meeting that there wasn't a concept for the amount of people in the space. One felt a bit lost everywhere. I don't know what you mean. More cozy places to sit and talk. More time. Well, this one was about, was it 6 hours? 8 hours. What's the time? But our goal is actually to have 24 hours. That's the end. Not the end, but one of the part of the project. The parties start on Saturday evening and they finish on Sunday evening. So that's going to be enough time to enjoy yourself surrounded by vegan. Food and drinks, more talking with different people. Well, that's kind of about to you. Can change that. And the last one, I think you're doing great. Thank you. Then we have musical sound. How do you feel about the music selection? We have 52%, remember 22 responses overall. So we have 52% say loved it, 42% said liked it, and 1% said, not really my style, which probably this person is going to be the one that's gonna, that also said something, more extensive about this answer. So what kind of music would you like more of in future edition? And this is where you need to be very careful, because if you vote, it's gonna happen. Of course, if it's still aligned with the idea of music. So we have a big fun chunk of tech house, and that's why I was saying that I would like to have the two, because we have 3 floors in the next venue, and I wanted one floor with tech house, but that's going to require a lot more DJs as well. I mean, I can play tech house as well, but I also want to play in the other room. So tech house, then we have minimal. Only 3 people voted for minimal. 8 voted for groovy techno, and then I added the option hypnotic techno, but it's really very vague. Let's be honest, it's very vague. And also in my head, basically, hypnotic techno is just a way of, a style of hard groove techno. That's what I actually mean with that. So it's very generic, but I guess you guys overall like the hypnotic sound. And then we have 12 voting for melodic techno, 8 hard techno, 7 bounce hard techno, and then 4, let's say, other. Of course, people can vote multiple genres at the same time. And we're basically gonna have all of it in the next edition. Okay, Nina. So we have a host. So can we do it? Yes, we did it. Yes, good. And so we're gonna have some, first of all, pet duo, who are some very established hard techno DJs. They travel around the world. They have 100,000 followers, and they're vegans. They're super nice, and they're gonna close the next edition. Theirs is going to be me from 22 till 1 a.m. playing something more melodic techno, which is gonna change a bit over time because it's 3 hours. And then we have peak time techno, which I did not put in the selection, which of course should be there. But we're gonna have me, melodic techno, DJ Nida, peak techno, and then we're gonna have that duo with hard techno. And I would like to have, maybe 3 to 5 hours of tech house in the other room. Maybe I just finish the melodic techno set and go upstairs and play tech house. Any extra feedback on music? Rock. Sorry, it is not going to happen, but my wife is more than satisfied with your music. Absolutely loved it. It was great to dance to. I need peak time techno. We're gonna make it happen. But we do like a little bit of hard groove, so I feel like they don't necessarily fit in the same journey. I mean, of course, it's gonna make happy more people if you mix, hard groove and peak time techno. But I don't know. I feel like the journey is off if you have that. So if we go melodic peak time to hard techno, I think it's nicer. For me, it would be ideally be trance and bounce. Bounce is good. Trance we're not gonna have a lot of that. Sorry. But I think you need a good mix for everyone, especially since the goal is not to come together for a certain type of music, but for the community. I kind of agree. at the same time disagree. Of course, we are creating a space where vegans can meet. Actually, now with the socializing, where this music. I mean, we still want to create a situation where we can have DJs during this socializing event to have a nice background music selection as well. But at the same time, the direction is techno, because I think that's already a second layer of connection, right? Because it often happens that you meet vegans and you don't necessarily like them. You are not making friends because being vegan is just about respecting animals. It's like yeah, it's not necessarily enough to create deeper connection with the person. You need to have interests in common, character traits that are similar or that you like in each other. And the fact that we have techno, electronic music direction, that's another layer of common interest. And I believe also the people that like to party, like electronic music, techno, and specifically, they also have a more extroverted character, energetic character. So that's already another little add-up thing that's going to help create an even stronger connection. So in general, I can enjoy a lot of different genres. So maybe offering a variety of different sounds could be the way, unless a specific direction is preferred by the vast majority. So a specific direction is indeed preferred by the vast majority. But again, there's also my direction, and my direction is techno and electronic music. As a DJ myself, I like to play different genre within the electronic music umbrella. And so that's the direction. We got some fires. Music was great. Maybe more feedback on the location and the setup wasn't fitting to a techno party, in my opinion. If it's during the day, maybe something more chill and a bit no dark hypnotic sound. You're right, but I want to say that the reason why we went harder this time was from the feedback that we got last time, because last time we did play more upbeat. We played tech house, I played minimal. Anita, did she play? I think she played a bit more of tech house and melodic techno, and then she did peak time techno, and then basically the police shut us down. Atmosphere and connection. How did the atmosphere feel to you? Here we have just very welcoming, neutral, a bit awkward, not welcoming. We have 50% that says welcoming, 45% very welcoming. Honestly, I don't know how to make it more welcoming. I was playing a lot of the time, but when I went out, everyone was just great. You could enter a group of people and just say hi and continue the conversation. If they were speaking German, they would switch to English immediately. So yeah, for me, that has been the most welcoming environment I've ever been in my life. Nina, I know you need to clean yourself, but I think your noise is going inside of the mic. Can you do it later? Yes. And then we have one person that said neutral. So did the speed dating game make it easier to connect with other people? We have 10 people, 5 people say, so this is a scale of 1 to 10. We have 5 people that say 10, 2 people said 9, 6 people said 8, and then we have individual votes for 7, 6, 5, and then we have a hater. A hater that gave 1. That's really coming from hate. I don't see how. I mean, maybe for this person, maybe I don't know. Maybe you don't want to talk to people, so you hated it. Nina, again, you need to do it. Oh, can you go back? Sorry, no, that was rude, but sound 5 bits important. So, how would you make it easier, fun, enjoyable to socialize? I miss the speed dating, but I think is such a fun way to connect. Maybe 2 more minutes or groups instead of pairs. Just for the speed meeting, we can try groups. For us, it was really freestyling. I had absolutely no idea of exactly how to make it the best because I didn't have time to truly structure it, but I think we did great. We were late, but the feedback of others were positive for the speed meeting game. Potluck with a story would be an option. Everyone brings their favorite food and tells a story behind it. That's a great idea, but I think it would create, it wouldn't create meaningful connections. It would be like everyone listening too much. And I don't think that's the best environment we want to create. We want to create natural conversations. Like if you have 20 people with 20 different type of food and everyone is kind of telling a story, and everyone is listening, you're not creating this really one-to-one or leader group connection. So it's a great idea, but I don't think it creates the best environment. Also, meeting buddies, so people joining for the first time get welcome and introduced by someone who's been there more often. We try our best to actually do this. People that just arrived from the host was introducing them to someone. Also, the game Find Someone Who would be an icebreaker. Everyone gets a little task by arriving. For example, find someone who adopted a dog, find someone who has been vegan for more than 20 years, etc. So those are all great ideas and example. And since now we're doing the socializing based events, we're gonna do this. But when it comes to the parties, we do want to have some games that are interactive, so we can kind of push the fun and interactions forward. But I still don't know really what they're gonna be. But yeah. Also, I wasn't there for the speed dating, but I've been to vegan speed dating events before, and I think was probably a really good opener. I'm sure the game made a difference, but I came too late, so I couldn't tell. I managed to talk to a lot of people through as the vibe was really open among everyone. I wonder if maybe side games would also help. Photo corner, Jenga, fastball, darts, beer pong, drawing. Yeah, those are more likely to be games that might fit exactly a party environment, not just activity that makes us open up and talk, but also makes us interact and experiment. I don't know, could be fun if there is the space for it. Different questions. So if you have questions for the speed meeting, drop them in the comment, right? Because you might have the funniest or the most effective question to start deep talks, let's say. Or put a person on the fence. That's also funny. Different questions, and that got a bit tedious to say the same thing all over, and it was very light. Maybe think of something to make people mingle in small but changing groups. I like the speed meeting concept. My suggestion would be slightly longer conversation or a second round of rotation, as I didn't get the chance to talk to everyone. Smaller groups instead of one-on-one, okay. More provoking questions, so we do deeper connections. For me, it was too much people. I need to take a break because it was overwhelming and too chaotic. Maybe better when everyone would say something about them, what they want. Yeah, like the question were just a suggestion actually. You should use them if you feel like you don't know what to say, but if you know what to say, it's always best to actually be natural and talk about whatever you want, ask whatever you want during this game. Where the dance floor and seating space would be a little more connected, closer to each other and the same floor, but I think the new venue does provide the space already. So I know as I know it from previous part. Ah, nice. So this person has already been there. When it comes to the seats, I don't think seats and dance floor are or should be connected really. If it comes to socializing, because when you want to have a talk with someone because you met them in the dance floor and you're like, I like you. You want to spend some time with me and get to know me better. So you would get out of the dance floor somewhere where it's quieter and you can actually talk. Venue and organization. How did you feel about the venue? We have loved it, good, okay, not ideal, didn't like it. Okay, we don't have any didn't like it, but we have 2 not ideal, 9 okay, 6 good, and 5 loved it. Personally, I think if I had to vote the location, I would say that probably not ideal. Yeah, I would say it's not ideal. But now we have an ideal location, so problem solved. But the party was still fun, right? It's just an objective. It was just an objective feedback on the location. How was the food and drink option? So great, okay, good, didn't try it, would be improved. So we have 4 could be improved, 3 okay, 8 good, and 7 great. Should I comment on this? Yeah, what I want to say about the food is that in this new venue, so listen up. If you are a chef, you're a restaurant, you're whatever, listen up. We want you to collaborate. So we want some pop-up food artists to have their own stand at our party and bring their own food. And hopefully we can bring different food as well every time. And yeah, that's the project. I would like to have veg burger at the parties. That's one of my first targets. Extra feedback about venue, food and drinks. I feel like we can. Oh, let's just read it quickly. Because, the venue already, we solved the venue and food and drinks problem. Wasn't as good as it could be. Love the menu deal. So they made us a discount, that's true. Drinks could be cheaper. Dancing space was narrow and hot. I mean, it was very hot. I don't know if you could solve that in any venue, but bigger venue probably is going to have more breathing air. Not many options. Cocktails too sweet, too small for the amount of people. I'd prefer a more intimate location. We're going to have that. So there's going to be no confusion. People from outside cannot come because it's not just an open restaurant or an open bar. All right. So was the information before the event clear? Yes, very clear, mostly clear. Some things were unclear, and no. So we have mostly that says 16 people very clear, and then 5 people mostly clear. That's perfect to me. Was the entry welcome process clear and smooth? Yes, mostly, not really. I arrived later, didn't notice. So 3 people arrived later. Actually, that answer option is kind of weird that it's there, because that's not necessarily a reason, because the entry process was still there. And so if they didn't notice, it's because we didn't notice them arrive. And the rest said yes, it was very clear and smooth. What if anything should have been more clear? Name signs were not given out in the early beginning, and there's the reason for that, because I forgot the marker at home, and that's why we gave them then later, because I actually went home, because I also forgot the liquid for the smoke machine, who I bought specifically for this event. But yeah, the ticketing buying process, because I was doing everything manually through message and I got stuck. Yeah, message, bank transfer, but now we have a platform and everything is smooth and automated. Yeah, and I was asking people to go and read the description. There were many steps in order to get a ticket, basically. And I didn't even know that the platform is basically free. I mean, they take a small percentage from the tickets, but I mean, for me, comfort, automation, clarity, structure, they are very valuable. So I thought you would have to pay monthly fee in order to use one of those platforms, but that's not the case. What food to expect if you want to stay for a longer time would have been nice. I mean, I don't understand. I think I will take the feedback on, being more clear about what food to expect. So perhaps that's coming from the fact that this person wasn't in the WhatsApp group, because in the WhatsApp group, I share the menu every time where we have the event. But of course, if you're not in the WhatsApp group, then since the menu is always different, then you will have to find out the venue, I think, or maybe it can be shared also in the description of the event. But then I feel it's a bit too much things in the description of the event. So maybe it can be a link where you can check. In terms of clarity, I really have nothing to add. I love the clarity. I think it's pretty clear. Good job. Did you feel everyone was aligned with veganism? As you see, I'm asking this. It's important. It's number one. Number one thing I focus on. So we have 17 people. So it's a scale of 1 to 10. We have 17 people. No, sorry. Is it 17? Yeah, 17 people voted for 10. 2 people voted for 9, which by the way is fair. And 2 people voted for 8, and I find it still fair, and I'm going to tell you why. And 1 person said 5, and this is a hater. Look, there's always, we already kicked out someone from the group, actually 2 people. So it's very difficult to create an aligned environment and not having people that act weird, a bit disrespectful. So these things will happen, but as you can see, overall there was alignment. I'm very curious to know the person who says 5, because 5 is just hating, really, really hating. I don't know of any vegan events that are not activism where the organizer is as motivated as me to make sure that people are actually vegan. So I'm offended. And but I want to say the reason why 8 and 9 make sense is because the venue owner and the workers were not vegan, but ideally we want to work with only vegans. But the research for a place that where everyone is vegan, I'm just checking. Well, let me quickly check. Everything is working fine here. Yeah. Okay, we're recording. We're recording. Is the mic? Everything is good. Everything is good. Okay. So yeah, the menu was 100% plant-based, but the owner is not vegan. And I outreached him about veganism 4 times. It just does not understand justice. I think this is about only having, a good time together. It does not understand the fact that this is about creating a space where everyone has a sense of justice for animals. and that veganism is about justice, and that he doesn't have a sense of justice. Like he's justifying not being vegan because when he goes to Greece with his family, and he cannot say no to his parents or something like that, and it does not even recognize that that's not okay. So I was very annoyed by the conversation that I had with him, and I'm actually very happy that we're not going to work together anymore. But I know that some of you guys, some of the people that came to the party, I heard that in as protest, you did not consume food or drinks, maybe also. I want to speak because you didn't want to support the owner who is not vegan. And the first thing that I'm going to say, I absolutely support these stance that you had. At the same time, though, it is not. I think it's not the best decision. Again, do what's tolerable to you, but when you go to a supermarket, you are supporting non-vegan businesses and owners. So that happens all the time. The problem here is that if you have that mentality, you are damaging the project, because we need to make this profitable. We need to make the venue owners happy, so they want us there again. And again, this is not directly your responsibility. So I'm not saying you have a responsibility to consume. It's my responsibility to make everything work. Also, when it comes to alignment with the owners and the people working there. But as I just said, this is what I'm doing. I mean, I talked to him about veganism 4 times. I outreached him about veganism. He doesn't get it. It was very annoying for me. It was very uncomfortable, actually, to continue this relationship with him. And I'm very happy it stopped, because, you can give an opportunity to people, but if they don't change, then that's it, And in the next venue, the owners, again, they're not vegan, but this is the opportunities that we are finding in order to get the party going. But I'm 100% sure that we will find a fully vegan environment in the future. It just takes time, it's not that straightforward. Even because in Berlin, there are so many restaurants that call themselves vegans. And yes, the menu is plant-based, but the owner is not vegan. They're just building on the fact that veganism is kind of big in Berlin, and they can just open a vegan restaurant and be successful and making money, but they see it as a diet. They don't understand themselves that is a justice movement for animals. So that's my honest take on it. I wanted to say that. I also, want to add to this. I want to make sure again that you guys understand that we need to make it happen. If we want to continue this project, it needs to happen with money. It needs to happen with money. Like I had to, because we did not, again, it's not your responsibility, but I'm just telling how things went, so you are aware. But I need to pay extra because there was not enough profit made, which is obviously part of organizing events. Sometimes it goes like that, but where we are right now in terms of money, it's much better that it doesn't happen, because if it happens, we lose allocation. We need to cancel the event because all this stuff. We are kind of not in a position where we can say, "Oh yes, here another 10,000." We're not there yet, but we will. We will. But just you need to believe and consider that we really need your support right now. And also the other thing that I want to say is that if, because it's about numbers, so if I see that, the consumption does not fit what the venue owner is asking for, then I need to create a situation where I increase the tickets a little bit so I can give a percentage to the venue owner, or because I just need to pay rent to the venue if there is not enough consumption of drinks. And I'm talking about this protest idea. So I will have to then give some money to them anyway, even though you protested in not consuming there because they're not vegan. So again, I am doing my best to make sure that everything and everyone around us is vegan, but you got to be patient and perhaps a bit tolerant towards this if it's possible. If it's not possible, you don't care, you don't give a shit, you're not gonna, pay for food from a non-vegan owner, I support you. It's okay. Okay, that's it. Let's move forward. There was a bit of a rant. I'm sorry. As any strong misalignment with respecting animal you felt should be addressed. You see, I'm doing my best here. Everything okay? Likely not everyone I told to share the same belief. Of course not. If there was, I didn't notice. No. And then we have smoking. Often non-vegans, often non-vegan, and certainly not ethical in any way. Like, I'll be straightforward here. This kind of course, I would like to expand with this person and talk more, but these takes on veganism, they show a bit of misalignment. Because when you start saying, oh, you're vegan, then everything is in, you don't understand veganism, and what are you actually doing is disrespecting the victims. When you talk about environment, we talk about health, we talk about human rights. When the conversation is about the animals who are exploited from non-vegans, what you're doing is disrespecting the victims. No one does this in any other human rights justice movement. You're talking about the fact that women has been raped. Oh yeah, but smoking is also unethical, and she's smoking. That's not what you do. So veganism is the ethical principle that humans should live without exploiting other animals. So you can have your takes on smoking and other things, but there's nothing to do with veganism. I just wanted to make that sure. I know that there's some people that have the idea that being vegan is a personal choice. That's also a take about veganism that is not okay. Okay, because if it's wrong to rape women because women don't want to be raped, then it's not only because you think that way. It's because there are victims involved, and it's always not okay. So it's never okay not to be vegan. It's not a personal choice. It's not like changing a t-shirt. If it was a personal choice, it's only about you, but there are victims involved, so it's not a personal choice. And also going back to the smoking, just since it's here, there are vegan, there are cigarettes brands that are vegans. The one that I know is one of the one. I think it's Winston for sure, Pueblo, and then Yes Smoke. But I think Yes Smoke you can find only in Italy, and there are other brands which I don't remember. So, and this is another thing, right? About veganism and being vegan. You should always stay open-minded to learn from people that have more experience than you. Perhaps right now you're smoking whatever cigarette. If you're listening to this right now, make sure that the brand of cigarettes that you're smoking from now on is going to be a vegan one. If you take this information and you don't do nothing, that is not okay. You're ignoring the fact that you are making a choice that exploits animals. And So veganism is a movement. We're moving forward. The idea of, you cannot be perfect is not about perfection. This is about moving forward and act on the principle that humans should respect other animals and not seeing them as resources. Next one. Did you feel respected and safe during the event? We have a scale of 1 to 10. 13 said 10, 9 said 9, 3 said 8, and 1 said 7. 7 is a little low, but then following question, was there anything that made you uncomfortable? If it needs to be addressed, please contact Stefano. Again, I care. So no, nothing at all. No. Respected, yes. Saved 7 out of 10 because of the open location. Again, solved in the next location. And then we have some eyewitness. Is it generic? Because about this question, I never want to say something that is a little bit too personal, because you might be able to relate it to a person. Yeah, I might skip this. Or no, I think it's fine. I witnessed 2 different moments where I felt some sensitive was lacking on the topics of sexuality and racism, microaggression. I could see there was no ill intention behind these people's words, but it did make me and other present a little uncomfortable. I want to reinforce that these were punctual and involving different people. No discussion or disagreements came up from it. I think that, it depends. I don't know what happened there. So it's not okay to make racist and sexist comments. Let's talk about this. But when it comes to the sexual comments, that could have been me. I love to make things sexual, but I do it. I try my best to not make people uncomfortable. So usually I do it with people that I know. And I also always also check in. That I'm just saying that could have been me. So everyone is also have different levels of tolerance. Of course, it's always necessary to check in, making sure that the people are comfortable with with how you're acting. It's good to check in. Like, I love it. I learned this in Berlin, basically. Thanks to Marco, my flatmate. In Berlin, there's really such a good culture of asking for consent, making sure people are okay, understand that everyone is different. So always check in, because everyone is different, and you will make people feel so much comfortable with you when they, some people that are perhaps more sensitive towards topic, or in general more shy and so on, or they need a little bit more space. When you check in with them, they would really start liking you a lot more and actually giving you more space, because they see that you care of not wanting to, making them feel uncomfortable. Based on the feedback received, we are considering separating sentence 269 into formats, so social and parties. How do you feel about the decision? Strongly support, somehow supported, I have no preference, I somewhat oppose it, I strongly oppose it. So no one choose the 2 at the bottom. We have 2, I have no preference, I have 2, I somewhat support it, and we have 18 strongly supported, and so we're going to make that happen. If we introduce a weekly vegan social event, which day would you like to would work best for you? Well, most people say it's Friday, but I don't know if Friday makes the most sense, because what I thought is that the ideal scenario is that we are collaborating with vegan restaurants, and they give us a space for like 2-3 hours. But of course, for these 2-3 hours, they need to close the space for us, so they're not gonna be able to make money, because they will make money with us because we will order food and We will order drinks while we're there, but it's also not necessarily a party, so people will not necessarily drink that much. But surely they're gonna eat, most people. However, the thing is that Friday is busy. So if we do that on a Friday, then they're probably going to think of the fact that they might lose money, and they might actually lose money. And I don't want to have a ticket on this event. Actually, I want them to be donation based, but I wouldn't want to have pay something to the owners in order to organize those events, because otherwise then I would need to put a ticket, and I would like to be more on a free entry base. So if we instead do it on a Wednesday or Thursday, many restaurants are actually more empty, so they're happy if there is a group coming for sure. Future edition, would you like to come again? We have 19 yes and 3 maybe. Why maybe? Come. Would you invite vegan friends to the next edition? We have 20 yes and 1 maybe. What would make you more excited to attend again? More people and experiencing it more as a party. This is happening next time. 120 people. That's what we're aiming for. And by the way, buy the tickets. Go to Sentience 269 on Instagram. Go in the link in bio and get your tickets. We sold out the last edition 2 weeks before. So now it's 4 weeks before. There's a lot of time. There's still a lot of tickets as well. But yeah, buy the ticket now if you want to come, because it's also helps me feeling safe towards the party. Because then if we're not enough, I will have to cancel the party. I don't want to do that. And so if you know you're coming, of course, get the ticket. We already have 32 or 33 people confirmed. So we're going definitely in the right direction here. But yeah, the earlier you buy, it really, really, really helps a lot. Having a feeling of safety, a feeling that everything is going well, and also helps have those money that help organizing the event. Bigger venue and group coming, bigger venue, 120 people next time. Satisfied? Bought already tickets to the next event. Yoo-hoo! It will be, if it will be a little bit longer, even more vegan people. Meet even more vegan people and see people I've already met at previous events. Something funny is that this time I would say that is the first time that talking with the people that participated, not everyone met everyone, right? Which is a good sign of us starting to be a big group, right? And that's super, super nice. We're creating a really little community of vegans. Nice. It was already good, and I'll definitely come back. To advertise AV activism? Good point. So we already improved, of course, through conversations, we were promoting AV activism. We also have always numbers from people that want to participate, and we had a flyer this time as well. But what I would like to do is actually make a small AV presentation during the socializing events. So making sure people understand what AV is about, and giving them an opportunity to join if they want, so they can do it themselves instead of just kind of waiting for the opportunity through conversation. So a little introduction, 10, 15 minutes at the beginning of socializing event, and that's it, call to action. So if you want to speak up for animals, and you should as a vegan, because animals only have you, then AV is the platform where you can do it in the most effective way. Every time we show up in the streets, many people declare to go vegan, and if they don't go vegan, they still leave the conversation with strong message that it's not okay to exploit animals. So it's a very important word. I think separate events is the way to go. Also, I like supporting vegan venues is a good thing, but maybe for the parties it would be favorable to temporarily veganize existing party venues. Well, both are fine. So trying to veganize them or getting someone who is vegan, I'm good with both. We will definitely try to veganize them. Bigger place, outdoor place. Outdoor place, we have an outdoor place in the next venue, but it's not like a dance floor. More fun engagement activities. Again, just like for the question, when it comes to engagement activities, what could those be? Right? Before I ask you to put in the comment questions that can be used in the speed meeting game. Now I want you to know if you have some ideas for the the games that we could have on the party. The arts, I don't know, pictures. I don't know. You said my brain is already focused on the podcast. I cannot think of the games. I'm also not really a game guy, So more fun engagement to the chance to meet more local vegans and build new connection would definitely make me excited to attend again. So that's what we're doing. I'm excited enough. It's vegan gathering. Yeah, it's so cool, right? A little more guided prompts for the introverted people, but I have to say, good job for setting it up. I love that the space and community exist. Thank you. Any final thoughts or ideas or suggestions? Thank you for organizing. No, perfect. Thank you. It would be great to get information on these events about activism, like how to join any upcoming events. Not personally, one per week is too much. Maybe every 1 or 2 months would come to a party. So the party is going to be once per month. Then the socializing is going to be every week. And it's going to be more of a casual encounter, right? So also for us, it's not going to be a lot of effort to organize the event, neither in terms of money or equipment or overall organization. We do want to have a DJ though, but we'll see. We'll make things happen. Keep up the good work. If you can use any help organizing, let me know. But this is an anonymous form. I don't know who you are. But yeah, I always ask in the WhatsApp community if there is help needed. And join the WhatsApp community. Go to Sentience269 on Instagram and join the WhatsApp community, because it's not only about advertising the events and the tickets. I will share there the changes, the directions in which you're going, special offers, and you will always be the first one to know things. And sometimes I will make a poll to vote. You guys prefer these or these, so you will have influence in making changes in Sentience 269. Book club, raising awareness, discussion club, hikes, cookouts. I like the hikes. Book club. Boy, you guys want a book club? And maybe it could be a cool event, right? And again, but it feels like the same as the food story. It might be a prompt that can be used actually in the speed meeting day between 2 or 3 people, instead of actually one person sharing it with everyone. Now I see it better. Now that I see it better, yes, it's a good idea. Also, the food. Overall, I had a great time. I enjoyed the friendly atmosphere. The speed meeting was a fun way to connect with new people. It could be nice to have a second rotation route and a few light snack options alongside the main meals. Thank you. I said it all. Can we use your feedback as anonymous testimonial? 100% said yes. So not being illegal here. And boom, that's enough. Let me know how you like it. This is the first episode So go give me some love and make sure that you subscribe, like, leave a comment, share this with your vegan friends. Follow us on Sentence269 on Instagram. In the link in bio, you will find the links to buy the tickets for the next event and the WhatsApp community. As of right now, the announcement for the socializing, the weekly socializing, it's only happening inside of the WhatsApp community, which is made of two groups. So there is the announcement groups where I only can text there. So it's not a chat. So if you don't want to be in a chat where you get messages and conversation between people, that's not going to be it. But in the community, there's also going to be a chat. Also, I should have mentioned maybe for the people that are new to this, they're coming new, this is all happening in Berlin. Okay, so the vision, actually, I'm not going to talk about the vision. The vision, the story of Sentience is going to come in the next episode, actually. So I'll leave you for now. Thank you for watching. Ciao.